Women, am I right? More specifically, female entitlement. That's what we're going to be talking about right here. Because we got two sort of connected stories here, okay? And normally I talk about beautiful younger women who think that their, beauty or their sexuality is going to get them out of a situation. What we have right here is a 65-year-old woman setting fire to a car, mostly because she thought that she was going to get away with it or something like that. Like, I don't know, man. You get a dude out here in these streets, okay, trying to act a fool like this, you'd be lucky if you'd only get in jail specifically for the reasons that she's allegedly doing this type of stuff. This is wild. Anti-Putin pensioner who torched Russian generals BMW faces 15 years in jail. Protester, 65, says that she conducted her own special military operation in anger over Ukraine war. I have multiple issues with this, okay, but we'll get through some of this story here before I, derail too far. A Russian anti-war protester who set fire to a general's BMW said that she was taking part in her own special military operation. If that was actually a Russian general, okay, and this happened on the streets in Moscow, how is this even allowed to take place? And why are we even hearing about this story? I'm pressing X to doubt, okay. Elena Belova, 65, was arrested by police in Moscow after pouring petrol and throwing a match. Oh, it's because she did incredibly poorly. On Deputy Head of General Staff Yevgeny Sektarev's luxury SUV. And how did she get so close to something that, belongs to such a high-ranking individual? I have so many questions. During her arrest, she was allegedly told by police to shout, "Azov is power." Okay. A Ukrainian reference to a resistance regiment deemed a terrorist organization in Russia. Yeah, because it's founded on Nazi ideology. Okay, so, but again, there's a lot of allegations here, and this just seems like an all too sympathetic story. A 65-year-old woman going against a person of power in Russia, okay, their luxury vehicle, and she's being told and she's having her freedom of speech curtailed by the police officers. It's unclear whether Ms. Belova was acting alone or as part of a plot, but all of this other stuff, including what the police allegedly whispered in her ear. Come on now. But her gesture was confirmed to be an anti-war protest, independent news agency Baza reported. General Sektarev, whatever, is in charge of the Kremlin's department responsible for military censorship. Oh, okay. I'm sure he doesn't have a much more important or maybe a more apt description of what he does, but I'm sure it's just military censorship. Whatever. The dramatic incident came as Moscow faced days of turmoil in the wake of the assassination of Daria Duglan. Oh, an innocent person. Great, wonderful, fantastic. But no. She's the daughter of Putin's Rasputin. Okay, cool. So the pastor at the church that Vladimir Putin goes to, they assassinated her daughter and then they danced on her corpse. I seen that going around social media a few days ago. That's fucking sick, and you people who did that, you should feel fucking terrible about yourself. But it doesn't matter. You have a Ukraine flag in your bio and pronouns in the description as well, so you're on the moral right of this type of stuff. Fucking weirdos. The oligarch's daughter. The oligarch. Oh, he's Putin's Rasputin, right? Oh, okay, cool. He's got heavy influence over that. Cool, like Jeremiah Wright to Barack Obama. Oh, we don't want to talk about that now, do you? Of course not. No, an innocent man and then his daughter. So you got like 2 degrees of separation there from actually Putin, okay? The closest you could get to Putin's Rasputin was his daughter, who has nothing to do with any of this shit. You assassinate her, okay? But you're telling me that a 65-year-old grandma can get to fucking general's personal vehicle? I don't know about this, man. This is a little fucking wild. I was anticipating going in one direction on this, but even if we just take this at face value, this is just women getting away with a lot of fucking crazy shit. But then at the other hand, this is just once again some kind of fucking anti-Russian propaganda. Anyways, the oligarch's daughter was killed in an explosion on a highway near a village in Busha, whatever, just outside the capital last Saturday night. And again, yeah, Russia's losing the war, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Just hashtag stand with Ukraine, right? Speaking out against the war, which must in Russia only be described as a special military operation, I'm sure about it, carries a sentence of up to 15 years behind bars. Yeah, but what about, setting a vehicle on fire? Isn't that, an additional charge as well? Miss Duggan's killing, which was thought to have been a Ukrainian attempt on Alexander's life, has spooked millions of Russians now facing the war's violent reality at home. Yeah, an innocent person ended up getting killed. Cool, you want to celebrate that? And if it's the Ukrainians finally encroaching and trying to win the war, wouldn't you think they'd be going after more people than just one random person tertiarily connected to Vladimir Putin? Wouldn't you be going harder on that if it shook Russia to its core like you're saying it is? But some experts have suggested that it was Putin's FSB spy agency that was behind the attack. Oh yeah, of course, just add additional layers and additional layers on top of a story that is fabricated, okay, and then also championing the random assassination of somebody who had nothing to do with anything. You're good people. You're very good people. Historian Yuri Feshelitsky, author of Blowing Up Ukraine, said blowing up of the car of a famous Russian fascist and ideologist of the Putin regime. I think you're giving this guy way too much credit. Alexander Dugin was organized, it seems, by Russian security forces. What does this have to do with this one lady who set fucking fire to a car? I hate everybody involved with this story. But let's just go back stateside, okay? Because again, are they using a woman as a pawn to gain sympathy from the public? Because it sure as fuck seems like that, okay? And now we have the entitlement side of this, because they're also playing on that, because this is all for a Western audience. Let's fucking keep it a buck here, because we're financing that fucking proxy war, whether we like to admit it or not. But we got PETA out here. Remember some of the original eco-terrorists that were out there, okay? Maybe their message would resonate a little bit better if they decided to say that fur is actually contributing to climate change. I'm sure Justin Trudeau would probably take up your cause, because he's just so terrible. Anyways, can you believe this? Shish. Ho, ho, ho. Man enrages animal rights activist. No, just a bunch of fucking piss-stinking bitches. By calmly eating kebab in front of them as they spill gallons of fake blood as they vandalize public property. And let's fucking keep it a stack outside Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Nike stores during a protest. I don't know what fur has to do with Nike specifically, okay? Wouldn't you rather be there for, like, you know, all the Uyghurs that are kept in the death camps that are there, and Louis Vuitton for charging too much for shit? Or I don't know, if you want to be like a women's rights activist or some dumb shit like that, if you just want to be a screeching feminist, which all of these people are, because let's also just be fucking real about the situation. Dior kept on Johnny Depp during all of his shit, so couldn't you have, you know, like specified reasons for being at those three places? I don't know, man, but they aren't that fucking smart, so let's be honest. A man was filmed happily eating a shish kebab in front of animal rights activists as they protested outside several New York City stores. That's actually all he was doing. He was just sitting there. Actually, he was just standing there, just eating his kebab. Okay, we got a couple of pictures of there. We got a couple of pictures that are there, or from the scene, actually. And, yeah, you could see some very measured responses that were there. The man, who is not yet identified, this Chad, this absolute fucking beacon of masculinity, was filmed eating his shish kebab in front of the Nike store in New York City on Saturday, where animal rights groups were protesting the company's use of animal products. Like, what? Fake leather? Like, is that what you're outraged about? And like, fuck off. Came off the street and started eating his meal in front of the activists. According to Viral News NYC, at the point, a woman confronts him yelling, "You're disgusting! Who do you think you are? You're a coward! You're just a fucking coward!" Eating a shish kebab? He's a coward. This is a bitch who knows that she won't face any consequences for her action, that she could yell at the top of her lungs the most heinous shit, and she'll have an army of soy boy cucks behind her waiting for the opportunity to white knight if this guy just steps a fraction out of their perceived line. Who's the coward again? Projection. Always projection. "You're a piece of shit. You're embarrassing," the woman continues. Likewise. "No, what am I going to do? Nothing. You're going to die on your own." Okay, cool. Again, just more projection. But no, let's be fair. She won't die alone. I'm sure she has multiple cats that are around that she definitely takes good care of, and a dog, and a large German shepherd with little personalized oven mitts, and also developing a peanut butter allergy. The video then cuts to another woman in a hat. Another woman. Imagine that. Asking him if it feels fucking good. That's probably tasty, I'll be honest. Some of those shish kebabs, depending on what meat it is, pretty tasty. And there's vegan Maria Bartiromo. That's all he's doing. He's just eating in sunglasses while the good people in the world just yell at him. I don't understand why. "You and your small dick and your penis prick? I don't know, way of killing animals. I don't think he killed, I think he just bought the shish kebab. I'm just saying. And it feels good in front of vegans, huh? Could you imagine living your life in such a fragile state as that? Being triggered by somebody consuming something that a vast majority of people consume on a daily basis? I don't fucking get it. You have all the blood on your face and on your hands, the woman continues to scream. It feels good with your small dick. They always go to that because they really don't have anything else. But that's alright, she has a gender studies degree in small titties. But I'm sure her charming personality will definitely get her the man of her dreams where she can finally get some femininity fucked back into her. Anyways, you have shame, 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 she yells as she walks away. Charming woman. The video has now been viewed over 564,200 times, garnering more than 16,800 likes on Twitter. That's great. It's wonderful. Fantastic. Somebody get that man a beer to go with his shish kebab. Yeah, no, exactly. Many of the people who responded seem to applaud the man for literally doing nothing. Like, good for him. Who's seen wearing a white t-shirt, sunglasses, and walked around Manhattan on Saturday, sorry. One man said he deserved a beer to go with a shish kebab. I already read that. Another adding he deserves an Alex Steiner award. Oh boy, how are they going to take this? This could go a couple of different ways. Referring to a conservative comedian who often trolls progressive liberals. Oh, they actually chose correctly for once. I like it. A third user said that he would do the same if he lived in New York City, writing, I'd bring 50 of my buddies and we'd have a giant barbecue. First of all, anybody who has 50 close friends like that, buddies like that, realistically, you have no friends at all. And you wouldn't do that because you're just a pussy on Twitter. But anyways, he went on to call the unidentified man a stud. Again, he's just kind of doing his thing, okay? Not participating in vandalism like this. But Rachel Levy Esmanju, I have no fucking idea who that is, who organized the annual Animal Rights March, said she thought the man was just a paid agitator, paid in shish kebabs. Okay. She revealed to Daily Mail that that she was the first woman recorded in the video. Oh, this fucking fat disaster? Okay, she is that one. Oh, okay, cool. Charming woman. Adding that she's not going to do anything to him because he's going to die of carcinogens. Oh my god, was she also giving you this interview while she was, sucking down her vape? Hilarious. Levy, I'm not pretending to know how to say the rest of that because she's so fucking dim it wouldn't even matter. Said she does not know who the second woman was. Yeah, they're just all faceless, nameless bots anyways. Noting that a lot of people come from out of town for the full-day march and rally, but she does not condone the woman's language. But yeah, you're fine saying that he's a coward and you're just gonna die anyways. That's somehow more civil. Okay, still... Levi, whatever, said the annual march has attracted some paid provocateurs. Yeah, we see a whole bunch of them right there, okay? And they always just look so happy, even though the one with the animals are not ours to use. I would beg to differ. She looks a little too attractive to actually be there on the streets, because normally PETA attracts some attractive people, but normally they're just used in ads for marketing purposes, okay? Like Pam Anderson, which is just always funny. She's so against fur, right? Certain animal products, but she has no problem taking on a horse dick. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Meanwhile, Ashley Byrne, the director of outreach communications for PETA, she should be fired. She does a terrible job. Nobody likes PETA. Said that while she has not actually seen the video of the man eating a shish kebab, it is not unusual for some people to throw a tantrum. It's nothing activists haven't seen. He's just fucking standing there eating a shish kebab, but he's throwing the tantrum. Not the bitch yelling, "Small dick energy, you're gonna die." Okay. You are provoking people to think. Somebody should. But I bet you every single bitch in this fucking picture right there has some sort of a higher education degree, okay? Somebody who probably benefited and put forward their first $10,000 of student loan repayment thanks to old Papa Biden. I will goddamn well guarantee that. And if that thought makes them uncomfortable, good. Who's the agitator here? Again, it's always women in these places, okay? And it's just because they know they aren't going to face the same type of repercussions. Imagine that, a double standard, but then if there's ever a double standard out there that benefits men, we can't be having that. We want equality. But then at the same time, you had a bunch of men just, walking around like that, okay, with their bullhorns out. No. Police would have that shut down in a moment's notice. Just take a look at the freedom convoys that were out there. Truckers literally doing nothing, adhering to everything that was given or was told for them to do by the authorities, okay? Did they honk? Yep, they honked. And then an injunction got put in there saying that we don't like the honking. And guess what happened? No more honking. But because it was so many men in one place at one time, the only way that a revolution, actual change, happens is when a bunch of men get together in one place and say enough is enough. But if women can do it, it's just a nice photo opportunity. Like you seen right there. Like you see right here. Oh, yeah, take a look right there. That looks like a nice, healthy individual. Somebody who looks super proud to be there. And another guy. Oh, yeah, exactly. And a guy right back there. Just a few guys hoping, praying to get just a little bit of pussy. Especially this physical specimen that you have right there. And that one right there as well. Actually, all three of them in the fucking foreground, because I can also guarantee in her backpack right there probably has quite a few antidepressants. Oh, whatever. Levy, whatever, first started becoming an animal rights activist in the 1980s when she lived in Canada. Oh, of course she fucking lived in Canada. Just export comedians and fucking activists. But yet I'm stuck up here. There she said people would kill baby seals. What people? I know what people. Do you want to say what people? People that live up north, the Inuit people? Oh, you don't want to say that. No. Don't want to be saying that, because then you would be perceived as a racist. Then she started the Animal Rights March about 10 years ago. That's nice. This is grassroots. Oh, this year, the grassroots group. Grassroots, right, including representatives from PETA, NY Class, and the Humane Society. Grassroots decided to take aim at Louis Vuitton and Dior for their continued sales of furs, despite a growing faux fur market. Hey man, every time that I see Louis Vuitton, it's just that same fucking print on just mediocre silk, fucking overpriced handbags that are just not even made of leather. Like, what are we talking about here? And then Dior, I know nothing about that. I don't really care either. It's just a bunch of too expensive nonsense. Nearly 600 protesters arrived to the protest, but yeah, all of those are paid agitators right now. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said before, man, the only way that these type of actions end up taking place and the coverage that they get is because it's a bunch of women. It gets good attention. Okay, they can scream and yell and holler and rant and rave, and especially when somebody with a shish kebab being an agitator shows up, it gets good coverage. And sure, yeah, you can just mock them by saying that, oh, look at how crazy outraged they end up getting. But if a dude was yelling, because what were the quotes again? You and your small, okay, here. You and your small dick and your prick way of killing animals. It feels good in front of vegans, huh? Guy fucking squares up like that, juts out the chin like that, gets right up in the grill of the guy, literally doing nothing. He gets his fucking clock cleaned in an instant. That's just one of those double standards that's out there. God forbid anything like that happens to you, sweetheart. God forbid there's a woman who also wants to scream in your face for, I don't know, hemp hats or murder or some dumb shit like that. I don't know, something equally retarded that ends up going in your direction. Who's the first thing you're going to do, or what's the first thing you're going to do? Oh, place a phone call to a man to come over and help you. Or if you end up yelling at somebody who is also having a shish kebab and maybe they got a fucking screw loose, they'll just wait until all they have is that stick left. And if you've ever seen The Dark Knight, they'll make that motherfucker disappear. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.